For Pierre, it's been a constant battle against hordes of wandering zombies, murderous bandits, and frequent helicopter flyovers, causing him to abandon his base more than once. With the north and south entrances now barricaded, and several days until the next helicopter is due, it's time for him to upgrade the base. Okay, well, Pierre discovered this base probably over 2 weeks ago, but with the constant battles for survival, he's not even emptied all of the bags and properly moved in. But as I said, we got a bit of a break. We got a bit of a chance. We got a lot of work to do. What we're going to be looking to do today is cut down some more trees, get some crops in place, get some traps built, because there's a lot of uses for that wood. Not a zombie as far as the eye could see. That's what we want to see, as well as more fortifications and barricades and some traps. We can build some spears and lots of other things that all of a sudden I now can't remember. But first we got to deal with Pierre's empty stomach. And then we're going to grab a fire axe, start cutting down the trees, and when Pierre gets too tired and needs a break, we got a little bit of reading to do. Yeah, but it seems to have taken Pierre pretty much all morning just to empty a couple of loot bags, have some food, and just sort of try and organise some of his loot. He does actually have a lot of loot. We sort of lost track of just how much gear we've got, but now he's eager to get going. I mean, it's a crazy amount of trees to cut down just to get one row cleared so we can get some crops planted. It's a massive job, but we can definitely, as I said before, put the wood to really good use. Okay, well, poor old Pierre really does find life a little bit tough. I've just remembered, I'm like, why is he an absolute nervous wreck? I've just remembered he's scared of rain. Yes, you heard that right. He's scared of rain, so we're gonna have a smoke. Maybe we can pop a pill, and then it's back to it. Okay, well as being a zombie slaying machine, it seems that Pierre is a tree cutting machine as well. In barely an hour, we've cut down over a dozen trees. But the rain is getting heavier. I hope there's not another storm, but we've got to start here. We got enough room to plant some crops. Part of me wants to continue cutting down all the trees, make this area clear, but we just don't need to. We need to do things in the right order. We need to prioritize. And so, talking about doing things in the right order though, he needs a little bit of a break. He needs some water, he needs some food, he definitely needs to get in out of the rain. Now we're going to grab some food, basically have lunch, grab a couple of books, and rest and recover and read at the same time. Okay, well, it seems that Pierre has been enjoying his reading. We probably spent a little bit longer than we should have done, or indeed needed to, reading. We read 6 skill magazines and half of Athletics Volume 1 Nimble for beginners. That will be really helpful. We'll keep that on us to read later on. Let's just drop off all the skill mags that we've read, keep them separate, and then it's back to cutting down trees, planting crops. Okay, but I've actually just remembered that we don't actually need to cut down any more trees. We've got one row completely empty, and you can see we got a lot of seeds. Could we have done this before at an earlier time? Almost certainly, but better late than never. Let's go for broccoli, cabbage, tomatoes. We'll leave the strawberries and the radishes for now, but we've got broccoli, cabbage, potatoes and tomatoes, and it actually makes real sense to get these crops planted while it's raining as well. Give them a head start. Okay, well, there we are. We managed to dig 14 furrows in this space. We managed to sow cabbages, broccoli, tomatoes and potatoes. Just a couple of runs of broccoli I think we'll do, because we don't like broccoli basically. We've got 4 plots of the other 3, so that is it's going to take a long time, but that is a big milestone. We got some crops planted. We need to move all those logs, but Pierre is super tired. He's been hard at work all day, but he's got a lot done, and it's been nice to not have to deal with anything trying to kill him. Let's get back inside, out of the rain, and let's just spend the rest of the evening reading some more books. Okay, what is the next morning? You can see the power is out. I thought the power was on then, but it's just lightning. You can see we've got another storm, even though it's early August and we only had a storm a couple of days ago. We had another storm, and not only is it another storm, it's another absolute doozy. It's another heavy storm. So I think we might just spend today just cowering from the rain. As I said, Pierre is scared of the rain. We could maybe cook delicious... No, we can't cook a delicious meal because we got no power. Maybe this is the time to get the generator installed and hooked up. But man, yeah, we do not want to be spending a lot of time outside in this weather. It is dangerous. You can't hear, you can't see that well. Starting to feel paranoid now. Where are the bandits? Where are the zombies? But I think we're safe. Okay, let's get this generator hooked up. Okay, well there we are. We are back online with the power. Hopefully we got it close enough to keep the little bits of the building that we're using with... Yep, there we go. Brilliant. Okay, great. Right, well let's do some cooking. Can you believe it? A Frenchman, and he hasn't done any actual cooking nearly a whole month. Okay, well as well as the power being out, we are also out of water. I wasn't able to draw enough water from the tap, so we're going to cook some stew. I think use up some of those vegetables we got, and who knows what else we can find. But first, we need to wait for this to fill up with rainwater, which fortunately did not take very long at all. It is tainted, but we're going to cook. I guess we got to warm it. We got to boil it first to make it safe before we can add ingredients. Let's do that. Okay, well, Pierre's concocted a kidney bean, beer, and vegetable soup. Should be a real hearty meal. Keep him going for maybe a couple of days. But I gotta say, it's really unnerving, really disconcerting with the thunder and the lightning. Keep thinking, I'm hearing things. I keep expecting a zombie or a bandit to literally just walk right through that door at any second. As I said before, it's just nowhere safe. Okay, well, Pierre's got his kidney bean stew. We've got a lot of reading material to work through. Trapping, foraging, fishing, those I think are going to be the priorities in terms of volume 1. We've already read carpentry, electrical, we've read quite a few stealth, weapon, chapters as well. We've got a lot going for us, but we're just going to stay here for the rest of the day, shelter from the rain, have some smokes, eat some soup, sit down, and yeah, extend our knowledge, I guess. Okay, it is bright and early the next morning. The rain has finally stopped. Those crops are sure going to be well watered for the next few days and maybe even weeks. We managed to read Trapping Volume 1, half of Foraging Volume 1, and Fishing Volume 1 we've read as well, so fishing is now on the table. No visitors, that's the important thing. No, what's that zombie? But it's not. It's the generator. How much fuel is it using? Ooh, we are using a lot of fuel. We've got 35 lights turned on. Okay. Well, I'm going to cook another delicious soup, and I think I'm just going to continue with the reading. Take advantage of some downtime before the next helicopter comes and we're forced to abandon this location. Okay, I just spent 2 hours walking around turning off the lights. Just didn't really register just how many ridiculous amount of lights there are. Every room, every corridor's got lots of these lamps everywhere, as well as just a light switch for the room. There's just lights everywhere, and they were all on. And this place has got 2 or 3 floors. It's taken a long time. We did have 35 lights on, and that was absolutely eating up the gas, which is a real precious resource. But it was definitely worth spending the time to turn off all the lights. We just turn them on in areas where we need them. Can't afford to waste gas like that. Okay, so I'll check the generator. We are down to just 8 lights on, which is probably still too many, but they're not always easy to spot exactly where they are. It is time to make another delicious beer and vegetable soup. We've got our reading material for the rest of the day: cooking, volume 1 foraging, and tailoring and stealth. How many? We've got sneaking and light-footed in this volume. There's still so much to read. Okay, we've just finished reading Cooking for Beginners. It actually took quite a while. A little bit more soup. I think the power has come back on, so we're going to turn off the generator, reserve that gas. But we've gone through kind of half of our gas already, so soon we're going to have to go make another gas run. But for the moment, the power is on. We do need to keep the power on all the time because we do have quite a lot of vegetables. And for now, let's go with foraging, and then we'll do the light-footed. Okay, it is the next morning. We've continued with our reading. We've read stealth, foraging, and cooking. Still tailoring to go, and there's still probably lots of others. But for now, I think it is time to quit with the reading. Let's just place that there and go back to getting some important infrastructure up. And now next, all this beer and vegetable soup. It's kept Pierre going, but he wants to get some meat in his diet. So we're going to cut up some of those logs. We got a lot of logs, and we're going to make some traps, and then go to the western part of the estate as far as we can, and place down some traps. We will need some bait. We've got peanut butter, I think, somewhere, and we've got canned carrots as well, and maybe some worms as well somewhere, if I can find them. Pierre doesn't have a clue when it comes to trapping. We haven't found a single trapping magazine, so we can't do any trapping at all. We can't make a start without finding the relevant recipe magazines, skill magazines, and reading them. But there is another thing that we can do to put some of these logs to good use, and that's to build some more barricades. There we are. Now we've got this here. It's an extra barricade. It takes a lot of work. We need a plank, sturdy sticks, and ripped sheets, but I'm eager to put them down. I'm eager to reinforce the barricades, and I'm also eager to really just to see how cool they look. So we need to get the saw out, get some planks, turn some of those into sturdy sticks, find some zombie corpses, rip those up. For the ripped sheets, there's quite a bit of work to do, and I don't know how heavy they're going to be once we're done, but let's just take a brief moment to check on Pierre's progress, his status. 82 kilograms, he's losing weight, but he's got a little bit of a wiggle room to work with. Certainly looking forward to those crops growing. Favorite weapon is the nightstick. I would definitely agree with that. Zombies killed 1,139 in 29 days, and after this massive readathon these last 2 or 3 days, we got boosts in lots of stuff. There is still a lot to do, but we've got boosts now in all the survivalist. Maybe we should do some fishing. Maybe we should continue with the peaceful life. But I think Pierre's going to want to go look for trouble soon. But yeah, we've got boosts after reading the skill books, volume 1 beginner books in fishing, trapping, foraging. I'm really looking forward to getting more into aiming and reloading. Maybe I should get the shotgun. But we got boosts in cooking and electrical, spear, axe, some agility. It's all going on. And can you tell? I don't know what to do next. I do know what to do next. So I'm going to think about it while we get the saw out. Have I got a saw? I do. Let's saw up some planks. Let's make some more barricades. And while Pierre's doing that, he can think about what he's going to do next. Okay, well, it turns out it's not going to be as difficult as I first thought. One plank makes 8 sturdy sticks, so we've got to, just in no time at all, just sawing up 2 logs, we've got enough materials to make at least 2 barricades, apart from ripped sheets. And for that, we need clothes. I'm going to leave the beautiful, beautiful curtains in the palace that we can't see because we've barricaded so well. I'm going to leave those curtains. But that means going off in search of some zombies. Okay, well, I was just about to head out in the van to the north side of the estate where we know there are literally hundreds of zombie corpses, and I needed to get some water. Slightly thirsty, in no time at all. In an afternoon, Pierre can be dying of thirst, but we've got a problem. The water is now shut off. Fortunately, this place has got more sinks than Buckingham Palace, or should I say the Palace of Versailles, so we'll be okay for a while. But that's another thing to add to the to-do list. Get carpentry up to level 4. We're nearly there, and then we can build some rain collector barrels. This bit here I'm going to be looking to fill up with storage, sort out the loot properly so we can find stuff when we need it, so we know what stuff we've actually got. And another thing to do is a gas run. So that's what we're going to do. We've got 2, maybe might have some more gas cans in the back of this truck. Car. Let's have a look. Yes, we do. Okay, so we've got 3 empty gas cans and 1 full one. And we've got a generator that's less than half full. So you know what? We're probably going to run into some zombies. And we can take advantage of this bloodlust. So we're going to go to the north side of the estate. Fill up with gas. Come back. Kill some zombies. Just for the hell of it. Get some ripped sheets. And who knows what else. Yeah, well, you know what I could actually do if I grab all of this material here, I could actually build some of those cheval de frise on the barricades that we've got in the northwest of the estate. Reinforce that, give extra protection to those fridges, and hopefully we don't want to have to be repairing or replacing the barricades every couple of days. The interesting thing is with those cheval de frises, they will damage the zombies. They're not indestructible, but they will damage the zombies if they sort of do their headbanging thing. So that will definitely be a plus as well. Okay, well, look at this. It is like it never happened. Just a week ago or so, maybe a little bit more, this whole road was absolutely carpeted with zombies, and they've just all decayed already. But you know what it's like with wandering zombies, you're never going to have to go far to find some more. So let's just continue to keep this area clear, and then we'll move over to the gas station, get the gas, and then we'll see how easy it is to build these cheval de frise, and we'll find out in the long run how effective they are as well. Ooh, okay, now what do we got here? We got another back storage area for this hardware store. We're gonna find a lot of useful gear. There is. This place is just ridiculously stuffed full of really, really good gear. Or indeed, very, very good gear. Let's grab that. A 100% machete and a zombie or 2. Let's just not get cornered, almost. You see, there's just no rest at all. Everything was quiet, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, 5 zombies. But 6 levels of short blunt. Not a problem. 5 zombies for Pierre. Quick and easy work. Okay, well, 2 zombies has given us 14 ripped sheets. I think we need 4. Ooh, we definitely need those. We're going to run out of cigarettes eventually, probably, so we're going to need those happy pills. But let's grab some planks, some sturdy sticks, and let's beef up these barricades. Is that gone down again? What is going on? What is it with that spot? We put a fridge there, and they looked indestructible, but it's already disappeared, which is weird. because I'm not seeing any metal sheets on the ground that would suggest that they was destroyed. It's just going to be non-stop, these barricades. I think the problem is the zombies are just pathfinding along the fence, and then they're finding something that they quite like to bang their head against, and that's what's happening. So maybe at some point, to avoid having to redo the barricades, refresh the barricades every couple of days, might have to go on a little bit of a clearing spree up ahead. Okay, let's just take those 2 zombies out. But up ahead, we were driving down this road a couple of days ago. It seems quiet now, but just a little bit further up, there are a lot of zombies. And I guess they just keep coming this way, finding the barricades and taking them down. So unless we do a good job of clearing the area of zombies, which as you can see, yeah, is very, very effective at, unless we keep clearing the area, or put the effort into clearing the area up ahead, we're just going to get more and more zombies breaking down those barriers. But man, this wandering zombies is a real problem. They really do get about. They are restless. They do not stand about like they used to. They are always on the move. Okay, that's hopefully the area pretty clear. Let's see if we just go further into this neighborhood here, see if we can grab a fridge. Okay, well, I was just about to say that this area should be pretty clear, so just the amount of zombies that wandered from this direction onto the main road a couple of weeks ago was just non-stop. You'd think that somewhere there would be zombie free, but apparently not. Which makes the sort of concept of grabbing a fridge a little bit complicated. Oh, that is a pleasant surprise. 20 smokes. That is brilliant. That's going to keep Pierre going for a while. Let's see what else we can find. Oh, we can find another 20 smokes. This is now my favourite location so far. I suppose it makes sense. They're probably just sitting around smoking cigarettes and doing bugger all. Wow, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Probably the only kitchen in the whole of this whole town with no fridge. Okay, I'll tell you what, let's just search upstairs. You never know what you might find. I won't find a fridge, but you never know what useful stuff you might find. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Another ton of smokes. Well, all of a sudden, we've got enough smokes for Pierre for maybe a month, which is going to be absolutely integral in keeping his constant agitation under control. So you know what? Let's just have a smoke right now. We are rich. Okay, well, you know what? Maybe I'm making things more complicated than they need to be. I've never really spent a lot of time barricading. Never really learned, beautiful, what is really effective and what isn't, what's the best, what's sturdiest. But we all know that these cardboard boxes are indestructible, at least if you're driving a vehicle. So maybe we just pull a couple of these down, just as it's quicker and easier, and then we get to work building those cheval de frise. Well, the bloody cheek of it. They were going at the barricades already. Fortunately, it was quick and easy to drop that cardboard box. But what might not be quick and easy to drop are these zombies with the negative moodles that are stacking up. I suppose that is the other problem. We got a zombie on the other side, so yeah, I guess we do need to spend some time clearing the actual estate so they're not just trying to get out as well as get in. Okay, well, I can't actually stack that cardboard box. Man, okay, it's a risk. It's a risk. It's a risk, but I've got to take out that zombie. Can't have him taking down barricades. Stop doing that, dude. Oh, wow, look at that. They got a nightstick. Let's just make sure we're not going to get jumped. Okay, wow, well, that was fortunate. We got another nightstick. We'll definitely put that to good use. But let's Let's see if we can get the cardboard box installed from this side. Okay, well it turns out you can't actually stack them on top of each other. So I'm making a real meal of this, aren't I? Let's see if I can find... Let's just find a fridge. Let's just find a fridge. Okay, well you know what? Let's just get some more of these pallets. I think we can stack them. They're a little bit lighter. Just really worried about a zombie just popping out there. A little bit lighter than the fridges. That's going to make things a little bit easier. Let's grab these. I think we've got more than one around somewhere. Okay, well again, it's not letting us stack it too high. I don't know if it's the hedge or the wall that's in the way. But that's enough. That's enough messing around. Let's get this gear that we need. Let's build some of those sexy looking spiky barricades. Or let's just get interrupted yet again by some zombies. Honestly, there were no zombies as far as the eye could see. These guys really are fast movers. And we're kind of starting to run out of time a little bit. Pierre is tired. He's got exertion. He's got to carry a very heavy load. Things are getting more and more difficult for him as time goes on. Okay, so we've got all the gear. Let's see if we can actually get one of these in place before a zombie comes to interrupt. Now, why can't we? We can't place that there? Okay. Well, they look spiky. I really hope they're deadly. I'm just going to build a line. I got enough gear, I think. Build a line across here. Okay, well it turns out they're not actually too bad materials wise. They basically take 3 planks and 8 ripped sheets, which is a couple of tops really, and the 1 plank you saw into 8 sturdy sticks, and you just need the 1 plank. I'm very pleased that they can't hurt the player, but they do look deadly to the zombies. It'd be nice if they could get stuck on the spikes. That would be nice. Right, it is late. Pierre is very tired. Dare we risk it? We're gonna go to the gas station. Come this far. Again, there's another zombie. We've got 3 empty gas cans and we need the gas. So while we've got the chance, let's fill them up. Okay, well now that the power is back on, although it could go off at any moment, those blackouts are getting more and more frequent, but now the power is back on, we don't even need to turn the generator on to get the gas. Okay, well for once it makes a refreshing change. We were not interrupted while we were trying to do something. No zombies, but yeah, is ridiculously tired. We got our goals sorted, we got some gas, we reinforced the barricades. How long they will last for, only time will tell. They don't seem to last very long at all, so definitely... Oh, would you look at that? That is really, that is taking the piss. But you can see that the barriers... I mean, I just can't believe if you just walk away for 30 seconds and there's just zombies on it. Now this... Oh, there we go. There we go. And I do not know how much damage they take, but what I do know is that Pierre is ridiculously tired, so maybe jumping out the van was not the best option. But he feels very protective of his barricades. But he did hear they do cause damage to the zombies. That's the nightstick broken. The weapon always seems to break at the worst time. But you did hear one zombie get killed by the barricades, so the barricades can sort of fight back. Okay, well poor old Pierre is absolutely dead on his feet. It's probably going to take about a dozen hits per zombie and a lot of time. And the power's gone out. The power's gone out just to make it a little bit more dramatic. Things look a lot scarier in the dark. Okay, well, there we go. I do not want to admit out loud just how many hits that took. Let's make sure there's no more zombies trying to break down those barricades. I'd like them to last longer than a day. Thank you very much. Let's just check around the corner. But man, they were attracted. Ah, that's beautiful. Beautiful bit of timing. Let's get out of here. but they were attracted to those barricades like bees to flowers, man, you know? It's just crazy. Let's just get out of here. I've had enough of this. Okay, but it is the next morning, August the 6th. We've been survived for about 30 days now. The days have just gone by so quickly, especially this last week. We saw that we still got a zombie problem in the estate, so we're going for a little bit of a walk around the estate, a little bit of an exploration. It's a long walk. We're going to just walk up to the far right, the far left northwest corner where the barricades are. Make sure we don't have any zombies working from the inside, shall we say. Yeah, he's got a big knife and he knows how to use it. Let's make sure there's no more zombies this side of the barricades. Because they've walked quite far, not a single zombie as far as the eye could see, but I've said it before, these trees, they can hide, well, could potentially hide dozens of zombies, so we want to draw them out. They could be hiding away in the trees for days, so we don't want to miss any. We want to do a proper job. Okay, well, to my surprise, we've made it all the way to the barricades. It didn't take as long as I thought it would to walk here. We've been shouting, we've been waiting for something to happen, but not a single zombie. Pleased to see the barricades are still in place. For how long? Who knows, but it doesn't look like there's going to be any zombies trying to break the barricades down from this side. Okay, well, you know what, as we make our way back down to the palace, why not make it a bit more worthwhile? Let's try some foraging. Maybe we can find a few interesting items. Okay, well, in no time at all, just 4 items. That's all we needed to find to get foraging level 1. I was thinking, this is ridiculous. This whole huge, massive forest that we've strolled through quite a bit of, all we could find were a couple of lots of twigs. But then all of a sudden we found a small insect. Yeah, who would have believed that? Just one whole insect in this huge forest, but also some berries. That's all we needed. All we needed to get to foraging level 1. Kind of tempted to carry on. It just feels like easy XP, easy levels at the moment. So let's do a little bit more. Hey, well, there we are in what feels like no time at all. 2 levels of foraging. And what else have we found here? We've found a cockroach. I think I will pass. That is incredible. I mean, what is that? 4 or 5 hours? And in all of that time, Pierre has wandered far and wide through his estate. We made it all the way back here and to the other side. We've sort of skirted a brick wall right to the outskirts of the estate. Haven't seen a single zombie. Pierre feels a hell of a lot safer than he did a couple of days ago, that is for sure. But you know what, I think that is going to have to be it. Part of me wants to go that way, wants to go a little bit further south, check out the barricades. There was an alarm there a few days ago, see how bad it is. But I think we could be getting into too much trouble for this time of day, so we're going to leave that for another time. That is going to have to be it for today's episode. We got some crops planted. We improved the barricades again. We got some foraging. We did a gas run. We got a lot done. We've read so many books and magazines. Another thing that's on the to-do list, this poor beat up van is kind of absolutely ruined. When we first got this, the capacity in the trunk was 149. It is now 66. It is less than half of what it could be, so we definitely need to read the mechanics book and fix up that van, basically. Let's just drop these off, but that's going to have to be it for today. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. Next time out, we will be heading south, trying to beef up the barricades, maybe even do just a small tiny massacre of zombies. Let's see if we can get into that police station, but that's going to have to be it for today. Peace.